reduction in idiopathic constipation in their population, according to the reduction of fiber, to the point where every single participant got a 100% remission of all symptomology on a zero fiber diet.
That's not true. If you actually look at the results, they were still having less frequent bowel movements compared to the average American population.
Right.
And by the way, this was a very small trial, like what, it had 20 people in it or something?
Tough to ignore, Peter.
Well, whatever your study showed, that's good for that one research study, but I can tell you there's a lot of data, and I can't get...
Yeah, people who eat more fiber have more frequent bowel movements. Fiber prevents constipation.
But a pile of data that is crap, Peter, means you have a pile of crap. It's just a big pile of crap, isn't it? Again, science is a discipline.
And fiber.
No, it's funny, isn't it? But science is...
Bart K is just a fucktard.
Well, it is the case that people that have low blood cholesterol are less likely to have myocardial infarction.
Rubbish, okay? Peter. Absolute nonsense.
Please explain to me why statins, PCSK9 inhibitors, other cholesterol-lowering medications, and just genetic polymorphisms that lower cholesterol, all of these populations have lower instances of myocardial infarction.
Absolute rubbish. False. Sorry. I can't let you get away with that.
And he has no argument?
I think there is data to back that up.
No, there isn't. There is adjusted associative data sets that show...
All data is associative. Whether it's from a randomized trial, a prospective cohort, it's all associative. So I don't know what he fucking means by that.
So piss weak associations at best.
These are results from randomized trials, so no, they're not weak associations.
Even after being adjusted. And even if you were correct and there was a strong association between cholesterol, I don't even know how we got onto that topic, but between cholesterol and heart disease, that is still an association.
All of it is an association. You can you determine causal relationships with associations. Bart K is so stupid.
It's butyriate. If you want to be really, really accurate. And the first metabolic step that occurs to that butyrate before it's metabolically useful is it's transmuted enzymatically to beta-hydroxybutyrate, which, Peter, can also be absorbed by the same enteric cells from the blood supply side in a person that eats no fiber or carbohydrates to speak of, can't it? Also, short-chain fatty acids are available in butter. So we don't
Yeah, butter isn't good for you.
Don't need fiber for that either, actually. That's why I'm not constipated full of colon.
This is like saying I don't need to eat fruits and vegetables because I smoke crystal meth and crystal meth has vitamin C in it. That doesn't make crystal meth good for you, assuming it had vitamin C.
Cancer and dead about 9 years, 11 months, and 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Well, you have to take what you've got and make the most sense you can out of what
you've got. You've repeatedly said that, and I've repeatedly corrected you because it's false. Okay?
No, it's not.
What you have to do, Peter, is refrain from making conclusions that are not supportable with evidence. Because, if nothing else, the Hippocratic Oath demands that of you. It says, first do no harm. And if you tell somebody that they need to go on a vegan diet for their lifespan, because that, in your opinion, is the healthiest diet for a human.
Longest living population on the planet is the Californian Adventist vegetarians, by the way.
You are doing that person harm, unequivocally. Because that is not an appropriate diet long-term throughout the lifespan for a human being. Demonstrate.
Cool story, dude.
It's not my opinion. 84% quit rate.
There is not an 84% quit rate with a vegan diet. He's talking about the Phonolytics survey. What they did was they made a questionnaire asking people what foods they eat. And I think the vegan group wasn't even, like, what they claimed was a vegan group. One, they were only talking about diet, so that doesn't mean they refrained from, buying leather, fur, stuff like that. Things that vegans wouldn't buy. They only asked about their diet. So these weren't even necessarily vegans. And I think they also defined vegan as a category as eating like less than one animal product per month, something like that. So again, it had nothing to do with veganism. And that 84% quit rate, that's coming from each diet duration category. So they categorize people who followed a diet for like 3 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, something like that. And they totaled the total amount of people who quit in each duration category. That's how they got to the 84% figure. Once you got up to, I think, like 2 years, the majority of people who were on that diet stayed on the diet. So at like 2 years, it was something like 60% of people stayed. 5 years, it was like 80%. 10 years, it was like 90%. So that's misleading.
Meat doesn't contain.
Let me see.
Meat doesn't contain vitamin C.
Yes, it does. False
It contains vitamin C in very low quantities.
again.
You're not gonna get vitamin C from meat.
Wrong. Completely false. Lie.
You're not gonna get fiber from meat, which
You don't need any fiber in your diet. Not
Yes, you don't need anything that reduces your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and cancer and makes you live longer. That's right. You can just choose to eat a shitty diet.
1 gram ever. It's the same requirement as for carbohydrates.
so important for helping you rebuild your gut health.
No, it isn't. False again.
And you're also not going to get antioxidants. Important.
Don't need foodborne antioxidants.
Yes, you don't need antioxidants. You can age faster. You can increase your risk of cancer, heart disease. You can make yourself more prone to neuropsychiatric disorders. That's true.
Actually do get antioxidants from meat anyway, by the way. So
You really don't. They're minuscule quantities.
wrong again.
Meat does
Bart K is a fucking moron. Thanks for the donation, Fart Gay.